Morning, Joe. I'm good, Mike. How are you doing? Good. All right, guys. I'm just kind of waiting for folks here to get a little folks to join us here a bit. We'll wait for a couple of minutes before we get started. Hey, Niels. I do have the risk disclosure up, guys, so that you can kind of peruse that. No, for those who are new to the room, have that displayed as we wait for folks. We'll start 5 past. We'll start at 5 past. Okay. Morning, DCAT. Just I guess a general question, guys. Are you guys getting notifications? Are you guys getting notifications when I go live? Joe, are you subscribed to the channel? Yeah, you should be getting notifications. I probably need to follow up with that. Okay. I'm not sure how they send them. I guess it's based on how you subscribe, based on the, I guess, user ID that you use for YouTube. So I also post on Twitter, and you should be getting alerts there as well if you are. You need to click on the bell. A bell. Okay. Oh yeah. All right. So you need to click on the bell in order. So Neil, do you receive notifications? Yeah. So I think if you click on the bell, then anytime I go live, then you should receive a notification that I'm coming in live. Okay. So I've repositioned some things. Hopefully, my mic is now above me. Hopefully, I'm coming across okay, voice wise, and you guys can hear me okay. Reposition some stuff. Yeah, no worries, DCAT. I'm no issues. It is recorded, so it's available to people after this. Okay, so yeah, so for those that are here, I do have the risk disclosure up, and again, the idea here is that you guys all understand that I'm here not in any sort of advisory capacity, right? I'm here to provide education to you guys on how to navigate the futures markets. Okay. We all understand that future trading does carry a fair amount of risk, and it's not for every investor, and that the investor could lose all or more than the investor's initial investment. Okay. We should be only using risk capital that can be lost without jeopardizing one's financial security or lifestyle. Should be used for trading, and only those individuals with sufficient risk capital should consider trading. Okay, nothing here is a solicitation to buy, sell futures, options, or forex. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Yes. Again, reminder, guys, encourage you guys as I provide this content, certainly to the ones who are recurring attendees. Don't be shy with hitting the like button. Again, if you want to be reminded, obviously you want to hit the subscribe plus the bell to get alerted as to when I'm available, right? When I'm presenting live here. Okay. All right. Bonjour, health. Good to see you. All right. So let's go ahead and get started here, guys. I do have we've already reviewed the risk disclosure. So the next order of business here is to view news. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and do just that. Okay. So we'll review the news. And so we're going to go ahead and look at the economic calendar here. And we're going to filter out everything but the US here. Okay. And we're going to select 2 and 3-star events and apply. All right. We're going to go back to the top here. All right. So we do have, oops, again, I keep doing that. Geez. So silly. Apologize, guys. I thought I can get a window out of the way, and it just because it resets me. It's very nice. Okay. All right, let's do this. All right, so we do have a fair amount of news that's being posted as we speak. Okay, including jobless claims. All right, now jobless claims came in higher than forecast. Okay. But lower than previous report. Okay, so overall, that should be negative to the news, but the market really doesn't care. Everything is up. All right. So in any case, we don't trade the news. We trade with the market we're given. Okay. So market has not reacted adversely yet to this news. All right. Or will it? I'm not sure. In any case, we review charts. We look for opportunities. The charts provide us the footprints that it leaves and that sort of thing. Okay. All right. So what's coming news-wise? Well, if you're a crude oil trader, and if you follow me for any extended period of time, I may have even influenced you to some degree in trading in crude oil. Right. So we have inventories coming in not at 10:30 Eastern time, but 11 o'clock Eastern. Okay. So for those crude oil traders, any trade that you take on in crude oil, you should consider flattening. I would highly recommend that you flatten before the crude oil report. Okay. This is like the FOMC for crude oil or anything interest rate decision. This report does move the crude oil market. Okay. All right. So 3:30. I don't know about that one bar, DCAT. So the other news events are really not, they're all 2-star events. I don't see anything here that, could potentially, or the Fed's balance sheet, but that's going to happen pretty close to the end of the market. So that shouldn't affect us. We have the Atlanta Fed GDP happening at 10:30 Eastern time. That may or may not have some effect on the market. So overall, I would say outside of what we've already received, the jobless claims obviously is a big one. Manufacturing index is another. Outside of the news that we received, we're pretty, I guess, clear again, except for crude oil. All right. So 11 o'clock is something that we need to keep aware of. Okay. All right. So let's move on from the news to the market. Okay. And let's locate my charts. Okay. Here are my charts. I'm going to go ahead now, guys. I don't know if you've some of you, but we've kind of changed the kind of process here a bit. We're going to review 6 instruments. Okay. And we're going to use correlated pairs as we go through. Okay. So we're going to start off with the gold market, then follow with gold market with platinum, and then go crude oil, and then RBOB, and then close out with NQ and then ES. If we have time and if we have a request, I will take a peek at the Dow. Okay. But yeah, so that's kind of the order of events. So let's go ahead and get started here. Okay. So let's go ahead and move into the gold market. We're going to go ahead and leave here. All right. So here we are, the gold market. We're going to go ahead and open up the daily. All right. We're going to go ahead and expand this out. We're going to close off some of these things, some of these lines here we don't need at the moment. Okay. So here we are in this triangle pattern, this consolidation pattern that we've drawn now. I think we drew this the last time we met, but we are in this consolidation pattern. Now you can see here that we're starting to develop some structure, right? That could indicate that we could head higher. Is this going to be the swing that's going to cause price to extend this consolidation range? Because if it is, then we stand to, have a pretty significant move to the upside. Okay. Otherwise, we have to be aware of this, let's say 2365 level. Okay. As an area that could provide some resistance. It would follow the pattern that we see of this triangle. Okay. As we get closer to the tip of the triangle, right? At some point, there's going to be a move, and the move is not going to be small. Okay. The move is going to be the width, potentially the width of this candle. We just don't know which direction. Okay. All right. So daily chart. I'm going to say that we've been kind of, neutral. We're kind of in this consolidation range, right? We've gotten lower highs and we've gotten higher highs. Okay. So we're in this kind of consolidation range in the gold market, maybe even more down than up. Okay. If you look at the most recent past, right, the stronger candles have been more on the downside. Okay. So maybe slight edge, bearish to neutral. Okay. This is how I would call it. Okay. 4-hour chart. Okay. So 4-hour chart, here we are. Again, we are above, in that same kind of in that same consolidation range that we've been talking about. We're seeing some rejection candles above, okay, which is kind of I guess concerning if you are thinking more bullish. Okay, these kind of candles are of concern, right? Every attempt that we've made to break above, right, structure here has been met with sellers. Okay. So eventually, assuming that the sellers have enough resources, sellers could have enough resources to bring the market back down. Okay. These selling wicks are not, a vote of confidence for the buyers. Okay. All right. For our chart, overall, again, we are seeing some higher highs here. Okay. Higher lows and higher highs, right? We got a higher low here. We got a higher high here. I mean, technically we did close above, right? We did close above here. We did break some structure, but we have yet to be able to get above this. Okay. So this 2360, let's call it 2360 is a level of interest here. Okay. It's been resistant in the past, and it continues to be resistant today. All right. 30-minute chart. Now, since yesterday was kind of an abbreviated session, okay, our volume profiles are going to not just extend for Tuesday, we're going to include Wednesday as well. Okay, it was an abbreviated schedule, abbreviated session, and we're not, we're not going to just look at that in isolation. Okay, we're going to look at that. We're going to look at that in conjunction, in combination. Okay, so let's go ahead and open up now. If someone can help me, since I really didn't pay much of attention to the market, what time did the New York session close yesterday? Does anybody have a clue? What time? What time did the New York session close yesterday? The abbreviated session. Anyone? Noon Central. Okay. All right. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to extend. Okay, we're going to extend our volume profile to noon Central. Okay, noon Central through Wednesday here. Okay. So that's how I'm going to, kind of navigate the fact that yesterday's session was abbreviated. All right, I'm going to include it. Okay. Okay. All right. So was it 2 p.m. Eastern? Because 2 p.m. Eastern is a little bit different. Okay. 12 noon. I'm going to go with. All right. Okay. So I've drawn my volume profile. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so I drew my volume profile, and as you can see, I'm going to go ahead and turn on initial balance. Okay, we have a relatively, because of the news event, the news maybe had a little bit of more of an impact on the gold market, but we have a relatively, wide, initial balance range. You see the initial balance range that we got yesterday, quite narrow. Okay, when you have a narrow range like that, it makes it very difficult to trade. Okay. So here we are above value, okay, above some of the things that we care about. I have the daily VWAP, the anchor VWAP from a prior, pivot, and then we have the EMA. We're all above, okay, where price is above all of these. Now, we've come down, retested settlement price overnight, and reacted away from it. Okay. So again, maybe looking a bit more bullish given this range, but it could also stay in this range, right? So we've gotten highs here that kind of reacted off the tops, and we've gotten some buying here on past what was past supply or past resistance. Okay. All right. Let's see. So we've done the volume profile. We have our initial balance. Let's go ahead and open up our ADR levels. Okay, and start calling out levels here. Okay. So we have ADR high. All right, ADR high here. ADR high here at let's call it 2358.4. Okay, ADR low is 2330. That 2330 sounds familiar. I don't know. I think we looked at that 2330 level before. Maybe that's this level here that we were kind of looking at. All right, settlement 2346.9. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and turn off ADR and turn on ASR and get the same levels or similar levels. We got 2355. Okay, 2355 for ASR high. 2355.6. Okay, and then we have ASR low at 2333.3. Okay, all right. Oops, put it too low. I put it under settlement. So this is 2333.3. Oh my God. All right. All right. So here are our levels. I'm just going to move these off to the side. So let's talk hypos here a little bit. Okay. So what are some hypos? Well, looks like, again, we are above value. All right. So that indicates to me that we will look for opportunities off of value area high. Okay. For, for longs. Okay. So if price manages to get back down to value area high, then the expectation that that might be a good level here at 2346.8, 2346.9. That also is the value area high is also settlement price. We've already reacted off of that level once, twice, potentially a third time. Okay, so that is certainly a level. Now we are at ADR, ASR, and ADR high, I believe. Yes. And I think I mentioned this before. Once we break, assuming we touch or reach ASR early in the session, okay, we may not get the kind of reaction away from it. It may be more of an indication that we could see a sustained auction to the upside. Okay, we did get a little bit of reaction away from ADR, but the fact that it reached it so early in the session could be an indication that we could see a sustained auction to the upside. Otherwise, if we continue to, if we maybe get a 30-minute or 15-minute chart to indicate maybe we have a chance here that we come back down, all right, down here off of the ADR level. But the fact that it broke early, it leads me, and also we're flirting with the idea of potentially breaking above ASR. Again, that is another indication that maybe we will be potentially heading higher in this market. All right. Okay. So we've gotten at least one bearish. Okay. We have one bearish, although that's currently taking place. All right. This area here. And then we have a couple of bullish areas that we've been talking about just above ASR, settlement, and maybe the top of IB high could also offer us a reference level for continued price to the upside. Okay. All right. So that's all for gold. I'm just going to go ahead and look at the correlated market here. In this case, platinum. Okay. Platinum. So it's kind of reacted a little bit more vigorously away from these ADR levels. I'm just going to take a quick peek at the daily, really quick daily, see if we're in anything else other than what we've been seeing. I'm going to remove some of these. Okay, so turn this off here. So platinum, we're going to take a look at platinum here. All right, so platinum is reacting off of this. I'm trying to see if I can get a little bit of context here as to what platinum is trying to do here. Not really. We did make a higher low, and we're coming off of ASR, not ASR, EMA. Okay, right? We're coming off this EMA level, right? In an otherwise kind of bearish kind of price action. Okay, so this one doesn't. So we have a higher high. Okay, we've yet to really significantly make any significant, although we have been in this kind of staircase until we reach this level. Okay, we are currently reacting off of EMA. We have an area here around 1011 that could be resistant. But overall, I would say, it's bearish. Okay, coming into a demand zone. All right, for our chart. We are seeing a rather strong, bearish candle. Okay, we've had a series of kind of nothing candles up until we got to EMA here, and now we're reacting quite vigorously away from it. Okay, we have quite a strong developing bearish candle. All right, probably a little bit more bearish than what we're seeing in gold at this point. Okay, 30-minute chart. Okay, 30-minute chart. We've had our series of candles here that are bearish. Okay, but we have come into an area of demand. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and open up my volume profile here. I'm gonna locate the 830 bar from not Wednesday, but Tuesday. Okay, there I am. I'm going to drag that all the way through Wednesday, all the way to this 1 p.m. And so we opened inside value. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and open up initial balance. We opened inside value and proceeded to move outside to the downside. All right. So far more bearish than far more bearish than what we've been seeing in gold. But according to DCAT, looks like it is reversing off of these ADR levels as we speak. All right. So we are in a demand zone. Let's go ahead and call out these levels. We've already reacted away from this ADR level. Okay. Up on the top side. So I'm going to go ahead and type in ADR high. And that is, what is that? We're going to call it 989. Okay. ADR high. And then ADR low, we're going to call it as 968.3. 968.3. We got settlement at 977.2, and we're going to go ahead and turn off ADR and turn on ASR, and relatively around the same area here. We got 989.3, 989.3, and we have 975.5. Okay. All right. So now that we have levels, now that we have our initial balance range, again, comparatively to some of the prior initial balance range, this one appears to be a little bit wider than most, right? This initial balance range is bigger than average. Okay. So what to do? What are some hypos? Well, we are currently in an area, okay? Currently in an area where we could potentially see a reversal in price. I understand that I have these massive candles coming into an area that's coming into ASR low pretty early in the session, okay? So, but nonetheless, I have to respect the fact that it's still above EMA technically, and that we've come into an area here where we've seen some past buying. Okay, now based on what we're seeing, obviously the price is looking quite bearish. All right, so this is quite possible that we continue to extend price lower. All right, at which point, if we do get below this 975.3, that will serve as a reference level for us for a continuation move, okay, to the downside. Now, I'm going to draw an anchor VWAP here, okay, up here on the tops, all right, just to get a feel for this, all right. If I'm going to be bearish, okay, I would like to see price below, all right, I'm going to go ahead and move this to a 15-minute chart. If I'm bearish in platinum, then I would like to see price remain below this anchored VWAP, okay, because that's kind of that would be the path of least resistance. Okay, I do understand that I'm at this level here that could be supportive. All right, so I'm going to be looking to see if we get an extension here to the downside. Okay, and if so, then I'm going to be looking at 975.3 as an opportunity for a continuation trade to the downside. I'm also going to need to be conscious of the fact that we could get a failed auction, right? We could see something along the lines where we do extend below initial balance. We are coming into some, I guess some newer ASR levels that are being developed here. That these levels could cause price to reverse to the upside. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm seeing in platinum. All right, take a quick peek. I don't see anything in the way of questions, so I'm going to go ahead and move to the crude oil chart. Okay. All right. So crude oil looks like is making a run to the upside here, which is not surprising given that it's breaking some new structure. Okay, here to the left, right, and that's kind of one of the reasons I was bullish in crude oil on Monday, right? It was breaking some levels, right? Some levels here to breaking some structure here to the right, to the left side. All right. So that opened the door for new areas. Okay. So this move, right, has created a path for us to come back to say 84. Okay. I don't see anything in its way currently, right? So price of gold of crude oil is bullish with a daily high or daily target of 84. This is kind of what I'm seeing. Okay. 4-hour chart. Okay, 4-hour chart. Let's turn off initial balance here for a minute. Okay, so again, we have a series of candles, right? That is headed higher, right? We have consolidation, break above, consolidation, break above. Okay, so classic staircase action to the upside. All right, we've already established some daily levels. Okay, we've exceeded this 80 level, 80-60, right? Again, higher time frames are breaking some structure to the upside. Okay, if I look to the left, is there anything here to the left hand side? Well, I do see here that maybe 81.50 could offer some resistance. 83, 82.79 could offer some resistance on the 4-hour chart. But otherwise, it appears to me that we're in a very much a bullish move in crude oil. All right. 30-minute chart. So 30-minute chart, again, we're breaking some structure to the upside. I'm going to go ahead and open up my initial balance. So initial balance for now is not appearing to be all that significant. Mainly, what I would suspect is that it's waiting on the EIA report, right? So kind of the calm before the potential storm here, right? So we have to be, patient for that EIA report to come out before we get into any sort of significant position in crude oil. All right, but everything is indicating to me that we're headed higher. All right, so let's go ahead and open up ADR and call out some levels. So we have ADR high here at 81.64. 81.64. We have ADR low here at what is that? 79, not 70, yeah, 79.87, 79.87. And then we have settlement at 79.72. Okay. Let's see. We got to go ahead and turn off ADR here, and we're going to turn on ASR. So we got 81.79 on the top side for ASR high. Okay, and then on the low side we have 80.35. Okay, 80.35. Okay, there we are. Okay, so hypos. Well, how to trade this? Well, I think we have a potential clear path up to 81.79. Okay, now the question is, what reference level am I going to use to support a potential bullish trade? Okay. Well, one thing I can do here is I'm going to go ahead and draw a anchored VWAP, all right, off these lows. Okay. So anything off of this anchored VWAP would offer me an opportunity to participate in a trade to the long side. All right. Did I not draw a volume profile? I did not draw a volume profile. Let me draw a volume profile. Volume profile could offer me something here as well. So let's go back to right here. Okay, I'm going to drag that across to here. Okay, so the value area high could offer me an area. Okay, right? Price comes down to value area high. That could be a reference level for me to participate in a long. Okay. Because I do see, given the bullish price action that I'm seeing on the daily and the 4-hour, this would be a logical location, 80.90. All right. 80.90 would be a good location. Could even be IB low. We still have another, 54 minutes before we can say that IB has been established. Okay, but from a value area, or volume profile perspective, value area high would be a logical place to potentially participate in a continuation trade to the long side. Okay. If I'm thinking short, well, I have to wait for these levels above me. Okay. 81.79. Okay, if I'm thinking short, but that is going a bit counter trend. Okay, I wouldn't necessarily marry that trade. I could take a trade, say from ADR high or ASR high back to VWAP or back to initial balance. That would be a logical trade to take if I'm thinking bear. But for now, I would say that I have a bit of a bullish slant to crude oil. All right. So taking a peek here of questions, no questions. We're going to go ahead and move on to RBOB. Okay. RBOB is our new what's the settlement is on the wrong price. Okay. Are you talking crude oil? Okay. All right. We can maybe investigate that a little bit. So RBOB, let's look at this again on the daily. Okay, so we're going to turn some of these things off. We don't need them on the daily chart. Okay. Initial balance here for a minute. Okay, so here we are, RBOB. So what is RBOB or this particular instrument trying to do? Well, of late, it's trying to head higher. Looks like it's broken some structure here to the upside. Okay, as I pull out my brush, maybe not quite yet. Depends on how I decide to. Where do I get the more touches? Well, I get more touches lower here. So let me see if I can. Something along those lines. Okay, is kind of what I'm thinking of at the moment. So we are breaking some structure. In this case, this bearish channel to the upside. Now, I've already identified this area here as a solid supply level. Okay, in our RBOB. Okay, so in order to really embrace, good morning, David. In order to really embrace the bulls, okay, or bullish price action I'm seeing in RBOB or gasoline futures, I really need to get above this 253 level. Okay, really need to get above that 253 level. All right. Otherwise, I'm at potentially not at the mercy, but could be exposed to a seller here around this level. All right. So daily, kind of looking like we're going from bearish to potentially bullish. Okay. In RBOB, looking at the 4-hour chart. Okay. Again, similar kind of thing. We are seeing kind of a staircase, okay, of price to the upside coming into some supply area, okay, where we've seen some selling in the past. And the expectation is that if we do get to this level, right, that we would see, it's the first time this has been tested in some time, okay, that we would potentially get a reversal away from this area again, okay. So 4-hour bullish, but coming into an area of supply. 30-minute chart. Okay. 30-minute chart, we are above all the things that we care about. Okay. We have the EMA, we have the anchor VWAP, we have settlement price. We're even above the daily VWAP. Okay. But I would have to admit here that this daily VWAP is not really how do you say, it's not really sloping in any one direction at the moment. Okay, it's kind of like flat. And when you have a flat VWAP, well, I don't know if I would pay too much attention to the direction. Okay, I personally like to have a sloping VWAP in one direction or the other, and then that gives me a solid reference level for me to participate. Right now, it seems that price can be contained in a little bit of a box. Let's go ahead and open up fixed range volume profile. Let's go ahead and locate the opening bar here for RBOB. We're going to drag that across to the same time through Wednesday here. And where is price? Well, price remains above this value area. And as long as we can stay above, then I have to think that we are headed higher. Okay. And if it's correlated, whatever we're seeing in crude oil is also telling us the same kind of thing. Okay. So let's go ahead and open up our ADR levels. Well, lo and behold, where do I have those ADR levels? Okay, right where I have supply. Okay, so this 250. So let's go ahead and call these levels out. Okay, so we're going to go ADR high here at what is that? 250, 2.5021. ADR low is 244.79. Settlement is 2.4433. Okay, we're going to go ahead and turn off ADR and turn on ASR. Okay, so ASR, we have 250.5033, and then we have 246.13. Okay. All right, so those are my reference levels for RBOB. Okay, so like I said, if we're gonna maintain this bullish nature, then we would need to in RBOB looks like we need to break some structure here. Okay, we have this to kind of contend with. Okay, if we are going to reach higher prices, we need to get above this bearish channel, and if we do, then we could potentially get we get a solid exit of this bearish channel. We can come back, retest, and maybe we head up to this ASR or ADR level or supply level above. Okay, if not, and this seller who stepped in at the moment can take over price, then we are probably looking for price to head back down to the bottom end of this bearish channel, potentially down to settlement price or this ASR low. Okay, so those are a couple of scenarios that I could see in RBOB. All right, so let's close out the session here with the equities market. Okay, so we'll start off with the Nasdaq. All right, the markets that won't stop going to the upside. Okay, let's turn off as much of this as we need. Okay, so no surprise here, guys. Really on uncharted territory here. Continue, to the upside here. Okay, nothing to indicate that we are making any significant inroads to head it lower here. Okay, I'm just turning off some of my arrows that I've had here. So nothing to indicate that we are headed lower. We have not broken any structure to the downside. No surprise there. Okay, 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart showing a little bit of sign that maybe that we could get a little bit of a pullback. Okay, in the market. I guess will largely depend on the results of some of these earnings that we're getting here today. But we are developing a bit of a 3-bar reversal here. Okay, we have 1 bar up, 1 bar on the outside, and another bar down. Okay, if this candle closes in the next 45 minutes in this fashion, well, maybe we do get a little bit of a pullback. Okay, down. Right, I don't know if that's going to be enough to get back down to this area and retest this buyer. Okay, but certainly this 19 or like 19,980 seems like a relatively nice area for price to head to. Okay, given this kind of 3-bar reversal pattern that we're seeing right now on the Nasdaq. All right, so 30-minute chart. Okay, 30-minute chart, kind of following the same kind of sequence that we've been seeing on the 4-hour. Okay, now we are seeing an area here. Okay, that is coming into that could be supportive. All right, Okay, I'm gonna draw this area out. This area could be supportive, right? We see this is the last logical area that price has kind of moved away from. Okay, so this area right here could be an area where price can come down to and reverse away from. We're about 15 minutes away from the open of the session, so it'll be interesting to see. Otherwise, the next logical area for price to head to is settlement price. Settlement price could offer us again a location to manage our risk to support a long trade. Okay, these are two logical areas, and obviously we have VWAP here as well. Right, these three locations are logical areas for price to reverse from. All right, so let's go ahead and open up fixed range volume profile. Let's locate the see Tuesday bar here. Okay, right there. Drag that across all the way to 1 o'clock Eastern Wednesday. Right. Oh, looks like it even closed a little bit earlier. Okay. Oops, that's not what I wanted. All right, here we are. So we have price. Price is above. Okay, price is above VWAP, not VWAP. Value, volume. Okay, so we have here. All right, so this here, in addition to what we've already described, is again another logical area for price to potentially reverse. If I want to participate in this move down, let it not be at an area of demand. Okay, fight this temptation to follow these candles and say, "Oh well, this has no path but lower." No, no, no. You want if you're lower, if you're thinking lower pricing, and that's hard to imagine here in the equities at this point. But if you are thinking lower, you need to find a level above, okay, that where you can support that view. All right. So right now, I would say that you would want to draw an anchor VWAP on this pivot area up here. Okay. Oops, that's not what I wanted to draw. Wow, I'm just all over the map today. I'm going to draw my my anchored VWAP. That's what I wanted right here. Okay. So as long as this area here, and I'm thinking bearish, yes, I haven't had my coffee. That's the problem, Mike. No coffee. Do not do sessions without coffee. Note to self. All right. So any area along this anchor VWAP could provide us a logical location to participate in this down move. Okay. We do not need to participate as retail sellers in this case, okay, up against demand levels. That's just recipe for yes, definitely. Okay, so that's kind of my view on the Nasdaq. Okay, let's go ahead and call out some levels here. We got ADR. All right, we're already reacting away from it, so let's go ahead and call out ADR high. ADR high. ADR high as what is that? ADR high is 23.26. 23.26. We got ADR low here at what is that? ADR low. That's not ADR low. That ADR low is down here. Okay, so that is 2083.75. 20,083. Yeah, 20,083.75. Okay, settlement price is 21.96. Okay, we're going to go ahead and turn on ASR here. We got 23.52 on the high side, 352.50. And then on the low side, yeah, there's certainly a potential of that, DX. It may sweep. It may sweep down to I would say if I had to pick an area, and I'm looking on the long side, that my focus would probably be around settlement price. That would be my if I had to stake my if I had one trade and I wanted to go long, then settlement would probably be my price of choice here. Okay. 2133.25. All right. So those are our levels. I think we already have a couple of scenarios here, guys. So I have a number of reference levels, that I can use on the buy side. Okay. We have value area high. Okay. That could offer us a logical reference level. We have settlement, which is also a point of control from our volume profile. That could, or we have VWAP or ASR low. So number of reference levels to the downside. If I am bearish, I've already said, we need to sell strength. And it's hard to imagine that we're going to be in any sort of sustained, bearish price action. Okay. Given what we've been seeing on the higher time frame, but we trade the market that we have here, right? So if we are going to remain with the higher time frame, then we need to look for locations to participate on the buy side. And I've given you a number of them, right? We have value area high, settlement price, VWAP, and ASR low. These are all logical areas for price to come down to and reverse away from. Okay. All right. Let's move on to the last market, and that is ES. Okay. I'm going to take a quick peek. I say quick peek here at the daily. Well, you know what? I'm not even going to look at the daily, guys. I'm going to go move into the 4-hour chart. Okay. 4-hour chart, because I suspect that, well, maybe I'm getting something here. But so 4-hour chart, similar to what we were seeing on Nasdaq. Okay. We are getting a little bit of a reversal candle here up on the top. All right. We have a developing, maybe I'm confusing Nasdaq with some other market here, but nonetheless, we are getting a relatively strong bearish engulfing candle. Okay. Which could indicate that price could continue lower. The key here on the 4-hour chart, it needs to get below 55.61, okay, which is a ways away, all right, for that to kind of come to fruition. And then what would be the logical target? Well, this anchored VWAP that I have here would be a logical target. The next one may be down to 5,500, right? It's hard to imagine that's going to happen, but given the bullish nature of the markets, but we can't rule it out, right? So, okay. So for our chart, very much in a bullish market here, developing some bearish price action, which may or may not be short-lived. We don't know. All right. So let's go ahead and look at the 30-minute chart. 30-minute chart. We're going to go ahead and draw our fixed range volume profile here. Let's see here. Yeah, fixed range volume profile. We're going to locate the, let's see how to do this. All right, here we are. Drag that all the way across through Wednesday. There we are. So we are still technically above value. Okay. So again, similar to what we were saying, let's go ahead and open up ADR. Okay. So we are already reacting off of ADR. Okay. We retested it, tested the conviction of these sellers, and they indeed were still there. Okay. Now we've come down to VWAP. So let's go ahead and call out some of these levels before we talk hypos. You're welcome, Frizu. So we got ADR high here at, what is it? ADR high here at 55.86.50. Okay, 55.86.50. We got ADR low here at 55.37.25. 55.37.25. And then we have ASR here at 55.89, 55.89.50, and then ASR low at 55.42, 55.42. We at settlement is at 55.59.75. Okay, so these are some reference levels. Okay, for us, I'm going to turn off one of these. Let's see which one. I'm going to go ahead and turn off ASR here for a second. Okay, so hypos. Well, the same, similar kind of hypos, different prices. We have value area high and settlement could offer us a reversal in price. Okay, we could have price come down to these levels here, right, and reverse away from it. Okay, we could have price come down to these anchor VWAPs. That would be relatively significant because that would mean that we came into value area, okay, for the last couple of days and traversed the entire range of value and headed lower. Okay, my logic says that we are going to potentially come, assuming that it does not reverse off a VWAP here, that we could come down to this 55.60 level and reverse away from it. All right, this area here seems this 55.60 seems like a logical area for a potential reversal in price. Okay, if I'm bearish, hopefully I'm already in. This would have been a logical level for us to participate. We got to move down. We got a close outside, and then we headed down to VWAP, and now we've stalled. Okay, to be a bear, well, I need to see maybe if I can get, I'll draw an anchor VWAP here up on the top. Okay, right? I need to see if I can, participate somewhere along this. If I'm a bear, that would be the logical area for me. I need to participate in some sort of pullback. I will not be a participant on a bear trade at retail. I won't do it. All right. No matter how strong that bearish candle is, I just won't do it. Okay. I need some sort of retracement. All right. So, okay. I think that's pretty much what I have for the market here, guys. We have a few scenarios on the bullish side. We have at least one scenario here to the bearish side for a continuation move. I'm going to go ahead and turn on initial balance, but initial balance is going to be opening up here in about a couple of minutes. So yeah, I think that's all I have. Just going to look and see. Again, remind you guys as you exit the building, don't be shy with hitting the like button. Don't also, like button in some of these other areas that I posted, like Twitter. Okay. Provide me some love on Twitter as well. Okay. I think that's it, guys. So just for those crude oil traders, be cognizant of 11 a.m. Eastern. That's the inventory report. Probably would like to remain flat for that. And other than that, we'll wish you a safe trading day. Okay, we want to be we want to trade like a pro and be a excuse me, a market trader. All right, guys. So trade well, trade safe, trade like a pro, be a market trader. All right, guys. Have a good day trading, and I'll see you guys either in the coaching channel, or I will see you in group coaching later this afternoon at 6 p.m. Central Time. You're welcome, guys. Have a good day trading, and I'll talk to you guys soon.